Yeah, you know my wildin', we really wildin'. Yeah, you know we really buying, promoting violence. All you hear is gunshots and police sirens. I didn't have to go to college, my money piling. Yeah, you know what's in that Pyrex, that Miley Cyrus. Yeah, that Draco in the closet, yeah, we get riding. And you know we took them toys if you feeling childish. And I'm rolling with them boys, yeah, they with that nonsense. Yeah.
Alright, man, today on Conversations with Comp. Seriously, we here at Money Moves. We got a very special guest here today, our very first guest, the one and only, you know what I mean, Wisdom Court Ent, you know what I'm saying, Mr. Billy Lyve, you know what I mean, and man, it's a pleasure having you here, man, honestly.
It's a pleasure to be here.
Like I was saying off camera, the reason I wanted to do this, you know, just sit down with you is because I wanted to bring light on many hats that we wear as artists to get our music heard, to help others, and things of that nature.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean? So, man, you like a real live entrepreneur for real. So it's like Billy Lyve not only raps, entertain, he also put on other acts. You know what I mean? Has a few different companies, and he also has these venues for you artists to be seen. You know what I mean? So, and not only that, that's what I wanted to really talk about as far as the venue side when it comes to performing. Mm-hmm. When did you throw your first show? Like, when did you get into that? I'm going to just jump right into it.
My first show in the Baltimore scene or my first show, period?
Period. I'm going to have to go period.
So my first show, period, I did at this place called the Westminster Ag Center, where I still do shows now. Basically, like, we just decided that we wanted to rap one day. This is before I even knew there was a Baltimore scene.
Understood.
I heard of like LMS and I heard Pork Chop on the radio, but I didn't know that it was all of that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So we just sat and got on the computer and made our own flyer, and we didn't know how to make small flyers, so we had one big a big sheet just handed out to people, putting it on cars and all that, whatever. We did the show. We brought a couple hundred people out to it. We ain't even, like, the microphones were messed up, the speakers were messed up, but we brought, like, a lot of people out to it, and it ended up being, it was a mess. Like,
right,
it was like all kinds of fights outside and all kinds, because it was new, you know what I'm saying? But that showed me that there was something more than just rapping. I could actually put events together. You know what I'm saying? So from that, one of the studios I was recording at, there was a guy named Matt Bittman, who's a studio engineer now at Right Away Studios.
Right.
Shout out to Matt. Yeah, he got a job at Club Sonar, right, doing studio engineering at Sonar. The promotional team at Sonar needed a street team to hand out flyers at the Ad Frame and Artscape and all those kind of things, whatever. So they approached me, and Matt was like, "I know a guy." You know what I'm saying?
So that right there is when you actually went into going into street team.
Yep.
So you went from you did a show. Mm-hmm. Then there was an opportunity for someone, and they figured that they could use you for street team because they knew exactly how you did with the flyers.
Well,
you know what I mean?
They just knew, because when I would come to a studio, I would bring like 30 people to the studio.
Oh, they knew that you could draw a crowd.
Around,
right,
you know
exactly.
So I got that opportunity. He sat me down with the guys who run Sonar, who actually now are the same people that book at Baltimore Soundstage. So my first official job was me handing out flyers for people. They gave me $700 my first job.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I had like 20 of my guys running around the Stone Cold and Aframs and handing out flyers, putting up posters at just everywhere. You know what I'm saying? And that went so well that they hired me again, gave me $800 to do it again. And they kept hiring me. So I was like, can I do my own show?
Right. Yeah. Right. It only makes sense.
So it took a couple months, and Matt hit me up. He's like, "Bill, I got you a date."
And from there,
I got into Sonar, the first show I've had in Baltimore, my first real show, period, and we packed the entire venue. It was a small room. We had about 400 people in there, and it was all people from Ricerstown and Westminster, because I'm from Ricerstown originally. Then I moved to Carroll County, so all I knew was that.
Right.
So we packed it. John was there. I don't even know. You might even been there. I don't know.
Yeah,
but that's how I got started.
Yeah, man, because that's like, because you know, like you mentioned my man John.
Yeah.
And it's like, that area and the fact to be able to bring these people with you, not only that, to bring them to the city and to bring fans into foreign land for a good time, you must be special. You know what I mean? Because people are trusting you with a lot of first time things. You know what I mean?
And that's it's Baltimore City.
Yeah, and it's the wire. You know what I mean? And it's Baltimore City. So that right there is something that you can't buy. And that's why I wanted to really sit down with you, man, because like you just dropped even just so many jewels within talking, and you know what I mean, just in the city alone. And like you said, you Carroll County, Westminster. I'm in the city. I'd have never known certain things about those dudes there. You know what I mean? So
I remember when I first got into the game, you were one of the first artists that I like. Kind of like idolized, you know what I'm saying? From because I was, you know what I'm saying? Because the first studio I worked with in Baltimore was a Shapeshifter studio.
Got you.
Yeah,
shout out to man Kobe Lee.
Kobe's the one that kind of put me on to who Ogun was, who Scar Akbar was, who DOG, what Bossman, everybody. You know what I'm saying? So I ended up getting my next big show. I linked with Bossman, and I brought him to Westminster at the Ag Center again. And it was a New Year's Eve for the Black and Orange mixtape we did. It was a New Year's Eve joint, and we had a couple hundred people show up there.
Damn.
And then I kind of like that kind of led to me being like, hey, I could be a promoter now.
Right, like you could, man. So being a promoter with putting out your own material and intertwining the two, and with, see, man, you do a lot of helping other artists. You know what I mean? So. Like that, like, you know, and shout out to your son, he's a phenomenal artist as well. You know what I mean? So, like, I want to touch on that, and what's kind of the mind frame that you help give them? Because I feel like a lot of people have crews and cliques, but I feel like you get the best out of your people. Yeah, you know what I mean? Because I think y'all going in with a certain mindset. And I wanted to speak on that. When it comes to, you know what I mean, helping each other, help me, help you, help yourself. You know what I mean? And that right there just seems like, you know what I mean, when your crew is with you, it don't matter who in the building, man, they riding. You know what I mean? And I noticed that.
I'd love to speak on that.
Yeah, all right, man, please do.
These are the questions I don't get asked a lot.
Yeah, that's why, man, please.
Yeah, basically, like, I mean, it's not a secret. We originate from a street crew. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of the guys that are with me, even to this day, were either blood cousins of mine or people I grew up with for years and years and years. And we kind of like took that and it just spread. So the same mind state that we had going into like when we would run around in the streets doing dumb stuff is the same thing we took into the music game. That's why we're so tight and like we never really broken at all.
Right.
The bonds were different. Now, you know, we have rules, small rules, you know what I'm saying? Don't do this, don't do that. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Don't talk behind each other's backs. We have small rules, but those small rules kind of help keep us strong. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then we expanded with so now, since years have passed, now we have a lot of new faces that are like it's more music based.
Right.
But we still apply the same principles. So they got to be around in order for you to officially call yourself a Wisdom Court member and get the little handshake and stuff. You got to be around us for 6 months to a year before you even can officially say that. Because 6 months to a year, you get to know a person's character.
Exactly.
So a lot of people you see around me, most of them are official, but some of them are still in the process.
In the process of becoming
official, but they're part of the family in a sense. You know what I mean?
Man, that makes now I understand, man. Because if you ever seen Billy Lyve at a venue, man, or event, if you see Wisdom Court on the flyer, man, come out and have a good time, man. It's a great group of people. Like I'm talking about on stage and in the crowd. You understand what I'm saying?
That's what I love.
Like, you know what I mean? And it's a great group of people, man. Like one thing I can honestly say, man, it's not a lot of negativity around. It's I get a lot of positive energy from the whole camp. And with that, I notice you get a lot of different shows. Like you just elevate with doing things. Now, my next question is, how do we take that out of town? Like, because I mean, it's pretty much the same. You pretty much have a formula, and with having this formula, of course, to make things feasible business wise, I know you have the insight of that. So with knowing these things, what are the moves that you have coming up to expand even further?
Well, right now we're in the process of, I've been putting on small independent tours.
Right.
So I think I'm on my 4th or 5th one right now. And basically what I do is the whole process, I link with promoters or artists in each different area in town. Because every single city has people that are just like us, that are just trying to do their thing just like us, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I reach out to them, and what I do is like, I'm saying, hey, I'm trying to put together a tour. So I'll bring 4 people, I ask the promoter to bring 4 people from that area, that city, whatever, and boom, we got a show. So, and then in exchange, I'll bring them to a Baltimore show. So I just connect with different people doing the same thing that I'm doing, and we do like exchanges, whatever.
Okay.
And then through me doing that, it started out small, like West Virginia and Pennsylvania, whatever.
Right.
And I built a fan base and a network of people up there. So I took the same techniques that I used to get those 2 places. Now I'm doing Connecticut, New York City, upstate New York, Jersey, all throughout Pennsylvania, Virginia, DC. You know what I'm saying? So really, I don't really do anything different than what I do here,
Right.
show wise. I just I take my same strategy that I use in Baltimore City and I do the same thing in the different venues.
Now, question: what do you do far as press? Because you, like I said, you're still putting out fresh material. And I remember you was chilling for a second to come back. You know what I mean? I keep up. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, what do you do far as press? Press
Like
release.
my marketing or my press or everything.
Well, yeah. When you come to drop it, what's your process for the album? Let me ask you that. Then,
My
right?
process for the album, I follow what the industry follows, but on my level.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? So what I started doing was, all right, if I'm gonna put out a project, like I'm working on one now called Discipline, a little 5-track EP. So I'm doing a 6-stop tour, right? And then I'm gonna do a CD release in Baltimore, right? Then I'm gonna do pop-up shops. And at the pop-up shops, I'm gonna have the project there. They get to come hang out with me, take pictures, whatever, get the project, boom, 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 boom. I put out the merch. I pretty much follow everything that everybody else does on a smaller scale. But the one thing that a lot of artists get messed up is they think everything has to be like huge.
So big,
No.
and it doesn't.
You know what I'm saying? If you can create 20 to 50 people to follow you in each state in your region that you go to, you can end up making a living off of doing music, like, period. So I put a lot of energy on a small place, and then for me doing it so much, it starts to grow.
Man,
Yeah.
that's another jewel, man. So that's now having that, man, like, okay. Because this is a process that you're doing, but I also noticed that you do a lot of events with the kids.
Correct.
You know what I mean? Now, how did you actually jump into that lane, and how does that, well, I know how it, you know, it helps everything as far as entertainment-wise. It's always great to be, you know, tapped in with the kids.
Sure.
But the things that you're doing with kids, I can tell some people in high places reached out to you
Correct.
to do.
Correct.
You know what I mean? And that's the difference. It's not just coming together. We're gonna go to get a whole bunch of pieces and like it's not that. Like you actually have real functions.
So basically, what happened with the kids was I had my son, and a lot of people around me were having kids. So we were always trying to go to events all the time, and people can't go because they don't have babysitters. So I was like,
right.
why don't we just start making our own kid club, and we can start doing events, and you can bring the kids. So I started doing events where they could bring the kids. It started out as we did a trampoline park. That was my first one. That's how Wisdom Court Kids Club was created, at a trampoline park.
Wow.
And I had like 50, 60 people come. And what I did was I had the Wisdom Court Kids Club shirt. So they bought a shirt, and I also gave them the ticket to pump it up. And so many people came, and I was like, yo, I could do a kid club.
Something here, like for real, just tapping into the kids. So it's like, it seems like you're trying things, and it's just like working out, and you're actually like,
Yeah.
you're actually spending your time managing these things because it's working out.
Everything is so from the trampoline park went to Easter egg hunts.
Okay.
It started out, my first Easter egg hunt had 12 people, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now I would do it every single year. We're bringing up to 400 some different people to these Easter egg hunts.
Wow, from 12
yes.
to 400.
Yeah. People in the communities they'll donate the candy, they'll donate the eggs, they'll stuff eggs for me, they'll put money into getting food, and they just come out the newspapers back. It's like in my area, it's a major thing that happens every year.
Wow.
Yeah, and we've been doing it for like almost 10 years.
Man, yo, see, these are the things. See, it's more than just being an artist. You know what I mean? It's more than a rapper here, and that's why I wanted to sit down with you, man, because people don't see these things or don't actually know. They see, but they look
on Facebook and they make a judgment based on like whatever. They don't know all the tedious stuff.
Yeah, the ins and outs of, you know what I mean?
And all the times I failed before I got
right,
a chance
exactly, because like you said, man, it's from 12 to 400.
Mixtape Sophie.
Here back on Money Moves, we here with my man Billy Lyve, Wisdom Court Ent. And one thing I also wanted to touch on is, man, I see you done got linked in with my man CashLand, your John Cash, you know what I'm saying? Always a good brother. He actually came out to visit me in California. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like he makes his rounds, but he always been one of the guys that's been hot on what's coming next. He always saw the future. You know what I mean? So it's like now, like I saw you've been having a few shows, and I've been seeing the burn on you, the CashLand on. It's like, oh, yo, it just felt good to see. You know what I mean? Knowing you, out the Westminster area, but you've been running Baltimore scene for a minute. You know what I mean? So it's just like only right, and it's just so good to see that merger, man. Can you just speak on it a little bit? You know what I mean?
I always like kind of like watch everybody rocking the brand, whatever. But like coming up, since I wasn't from the city, I kind of felt like it was more of a Baltimore type thing. And I didn't want to be one of those dudes to be like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, understood.
Fronting or whatever. So that's not what I do, whatever. But over the years of me being involved so much, I am the Baltimore hip hop scene. I'm part of the Baltimore hip hop scene.
Yeah.
So I just felt. One day I had a show at Ramsey. It opened up for Method Man and Redman, actually. And I was like, I wanted something cool to wear, so I went and grabbed the CashLand shirt. So then I was like, I kept seeing him posting different people on the story and stuff like that. I'm like, yo, I'm gonna grab the CashLand shirt. I'm gonna tag him, whatever. So I tagged him.
It makes sense.
Started sharing my stuff, whatever. I was like, okay, bet. And then me and him, I hit him up. I'm like, bro, I've been putting a tour together. And I'm looking for clothing sponsors. And I was like, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna wear the sponsors' brands in all of the cities that I'm going to, whatever. I would take a bunch of pictures, tag, boom, 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 boom. And he was like, yeah, let's do it. And I was kind of surprised.
Man.
But so after talking to him, he told me that he knows Wisdom Court. He sees the moves we've been making, whatever. So he felt cool with doing it.
Yeah.
And we grew from there. We do stuff together all the time.
Man, just a solid brother, man. Like. It's just good to see you in that burden real fresh, because I know you're about to take it out of town real soon.
I always take it out of town, yeah.
Now, with this new release you just dropped, man, I know you got the visual, you know what I mean? Like, yo, we gotta get into this Billy Lyve video. It's only right that you see why, you feel me?
Word. He
is who he is, you know what I mean? So, can you please introduce that video for me on Money Moves?
The new video that we just dropped is called The Storm. And it was filmed and directed from CDS Visions, whatever. That's a new to us videographer that we put part of the team, whatever. So it's a dope video. The song is so smooth, laid back hip hop. I was scared to perform it because it was so like laid back. And one day I was like, you know what, let me perform it. I had to sit on a stool because it's not like a walking around kind of.
Oh, okay, it's a real.
And, people just took to it. I'm like, oh, y'all, so I can do this.
Yeah.
So I was like, yo, let's do a video, and it's actually a green screen video. So it's like it's really, really different from anything I've ever done before, and I was actually like timid to put it out.
Damn.
Yeah, I was kind of scared to put it out, but I talked to my man. I'm like, bro, let's do it. So we threw out that little teaser, and people liked it, and we're like, all right, bet. And then we just dropped the video on Friday.
So fresh release Friday, here it is, man. Money Move Mondays is going down. Getting to this right here, new Billy Lyve, The Storm on Money Moves.
Yeah, in all actuality, my life's a technicality. Edit my reality to level out my salary. Still dressing casually, don't wanna be a casualty. Learn to blend in, I never let these niggas rattle me. All I wanna do is hear my people say they proud of me. Niggas still say they coming for me, yeah, that'll be the day. I keep my infantry on full display. It's a different breed, you fuck around with me, get blown away.
Here on Money Moves, with none other than Billy Lyve from Wisdom Court Ent. What we just saw there was his latest video, The Storm. You feel me? Shout out to CDS Visions, man. For real, yo. Like, honestly, shout out to them boys, man. Now, I need to know, man. The people need to know.
Word.
Where can they find you? You know what I mean? Best times to hit you. You know what I mean? Because like a lot of people don't know. It's a certain time. You know what I mean? When you run in certain businesses, you need to understand there's a certain time for things. You know what I mean? So, you know what I mean? And basically, what's next for Billy Lyve and Wisdom Court Ent?
All right. Well, as far as the music, you can find the music on all streaming platforms. I got a bunch of different albums on there. You know what I'm saying? YouTube and all that, or whatever. We also just put together a website called wisdomcourtentertainment.com. So you can go on there and directly get all the videos, the photos, and the music, or whatever. And as far as finding me, it's real easy. I keep it real consistent across the board. Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. It's just Billy Lyve, BILLYLYVE. You can Google me, and you can find out even more information about the stuff that we do in the communities. Some of my newspaper articles, different things that we do, whatever. So I'm not hard to find at all, and so
man,
I'm just trying to get busy and like kind of take the vision that I've had since I was a kid, and right now I'm actually living that dream.
Right.
Like, we might not have all the money.
Right, no, but you
I'm living that dream.
Exactly,
you know
man. Like, you don't understand. People don't know, man. Like, if you're just able to make a little money off this to be considered a regular job, I'm happy because you're living your dream.
Exactly.
Like, you're actually doing what it is you want to do. You know what I mean? You can grow it and get it to as big as you need it. But at the same time, man, just to be able to do this, to know people are listening. You know what I mean? Because I always wanted to feel like I wanted to know what I would be saying if I was financially free. Like, what type of music would I be making from that standpoint? You know what I mean? When I'm just making music for the fans. You know what I mean? Like, I love making music. It's therapeutic for me. But like, you make different music when you know they listening. You know what I mean?
My music's different now because I noticed my buzz and my fan base got bigger. So now I finally came into myself as an artist more. I mean, years and years and years of trying. I'm saying now, today, after like 15 years, I finally know who I am as an artist.
No, that's right, because it's so hard to find exactly who you are with this, with the trends going off so quickly. You know what I mean? Like the people are jumping on one wave after another, and it's just so hard to still be. You know, it's okay to still wake up and say, no, what I have is still good enough to push.
You got to be willing to take that risk. Like I decided to not jump on the trends,
right,
and stay doing what I do and find my lane.
Exactly.
And it worked out. It worked out for me.
Man.
But you said as far as finding, what time to hit me, it's getting really anytime. But the artists got to be just patient because they'll hit me up and be like, "Hey, I'm trying to get on the show." Like, I don't got another 100 other people saying the same thing.
Exactly, right.
I don't answer them back right away. I'll get the question marks.
Okay,
That does not get you anywhere with me at all.
Okay, yeah. So you can hold your question mark. Someone will respond to you shortly.
It's offensive, almost like, hey, what you ain't got time for me? No, I don't have time for you.
Right, like, no, I really don't.
Because I do show respect, I will get to you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so people don't know, they don't recognize I'm actually an artist too.
Exactly, as well. Like,
yeah, I'm not here just for you.
Exactly. You know what I mean? People must remember that when you're dealing with Billy Lyve and the Wisdom Court. You know what I mean? They're good folks, but understand that they are as well. You know what I mean? People, great people, and it comes a lot with a lot of great responsibility. You know what I mean? So it's like, before we leave, because I know we just saw the awesome video by CDS Visions. You know what I mean? But it's only right, man, if you'll give us something, just a little exclusive, man, because we here with not only the entrepreneur, the artist, the rapper, like, but it's like, yo, man, really, the album out, you know what I'm saying? It's only right if you give us just something exclusive here on Money Moves before you go.
Okay, Sway.
All right, man, so we're going to get it going, man. Right here on Money Moves, man. You stay tuned, man. We here with Billy Lyve, Wisdom Court Ent. Yo, Money Move Mondays, off the record with Billy Lyve.
So I started doing these local, these independent tours, right, or whatever. So one of the stops that I went to was in Bridgeport, Connecticut, right. I'm as I'm driving up there, I'm passing New York, passing the Bronx signs and all that. Cool. I don't know nothing about Bridgeport other than my man put me on to it.
Right.
So,
Yeah, it's Connecticut.
You know what I'm saying? I had sent the money, did everything I need to do, and that's my first real tour. Like I said, no idea. So we get up there, right, do the show. It's like all kinds of gangsters in the building, you know what I'm saying? But it was cool. Everything was straight, you know what I'm saying? We met people, shake everybody's hand, love. So we was like, all right, boom, we're hungry. So we're like, let's go to the food spot. So we're outside talking to everybody. They're like, yo, there's a chicken spot up the street. Don't go there. And then there's another spot down the street that's like more lit, but like there's police presence and everything is cool.
Right.
We decided to go to the hood and get to the spot where they told us not to go.
Right, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Where the good chicken would be.
Yeah, where the good chicken. And it was good too.
Right.
So we got there, whatever. We inside chilling. I got like four or five cars with me, whatever. So some of my guys are outside and smoking in the parking lot, whatever. Then we go inside, and my one man was like, you could tell the energy was just wild. You know what I'm saying? And my one man was like, yo, let's do a freestyle video in here. I'm like, we're not doing a freestyle video in these people's hood. We ain't doing it, whatever. So that got shut down. So we chilling, right? Eat my chicken, whatever. And I happen to look outside, and I see all these Spanish dudes surrounding my guys outside. Oh. And every time I turn around, another car like pulled up, another Spanish dude, whatever. And the guys I roll with, you know what I'm saying? They're into the red color, whatever.
Right, yeah.
So we outside chilling, and I'm like, hey, we had nothing on us, like none of that.
Yeah.
So I think I grabbed like either a fork or like one of them knives off the joint and kind of like stuck it in my back pocket, and I walk out just to make sure everything's good or whatever. So come to find out, they was all Latin Kings. But what they did, how we was parked, they ended up backing up and backing us into where we couldn't leave. You know what I'm saying? So I told my girl and them to stay inside. We went outside to see my boys, whatever. And what could have turned out to be like a really messed up experience.
Right.
Tough or not, we was outside of our element. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So
regardless.
One of the guys that I had met from doing a Connecticut show, his name is Snapback King Teflon Entertainment, who I still roll with to this day. I'm with them next week actually. In Bridgeport, I'm eating the same chicken spot too.
Oh, but, okay. Already.
He pulled up.
Real spill.
He pulled up and saw it and introduced us. You know what I'm saying? They from Baltimore. They do this, boom, 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 boom. And from what could have been a bad experience, we ended up hugging each other, taking pictures, getting IG. So it was all of us, a bunch of Latin Kings, and it was like that was my first time experiencing being around them for one, and then just the thought of like not the checking in thing.
Yeah.
But you gotta, if you go into cities that are official, you gotta know somebody in them cities. So like after that, from now on, every time I go to different cities, whether I'm in New York or Philly or wherever, I'm up there with people that are from.
Exactly, that
area,
knows
you know
that. Let me holler at this, but let them know we here, just showing love, peacefully greeting.
Because it could have got real ugly. It could have got real ugly.
You feel me?
It was love. And we got out of there, got our chicken, and I'll be there next week actually. Shout out to Bridgeport.
You feel me? Now that's right here. That's Money Move exclusive off the record. You feel me? Money Move Mondays. Stay tuned, yo. It's Billy Lyve, Wisdom Court Ent, Comp, and we in here. Money Moves, man.
Yeah, you know my wildin', we really wildin'. Yeah, you know we really bidin', promoting violence. All you hear is gunshots and police sirens. I didn't have to go to college, my money piling. Yeah, you know what's in that Pyrex, that Miley Cyrus. Yeah, that Draco in the closet, yeah, we get riding. And you know we took them toys if you feeling childish. And I'm rolling with them boys, yeah, they with that nonsense.